Hi everyone and welcome to class. My name is Salla and today our class theme is going to be the power of gentleness. Sounds contradictory, doesn't it? But the two work together to create an amazing experience. So that's what we're going to try and create internally today through movement, breath and meditation. I'm going to recommend today that you have access to a yoga strap or a belt or anything at home which is something like this shape and gives you enough room to hold on a little wide. Pop that to one side. And the second thing is a couple of yoga blocks or yoga bricks, books, cushions, anything that you have at home that will provide more height in poses where we might need the earth to come up to us. So if you need to get those things now, you can pause this video. I will continue now as we work our way into class. Join me standing in the middle of your mat. Feet hip width. Lift up all 10 toes, spread them apart a second and then place them back down. We're going to start by shaking off whatever we have arrived at yoga with today. So we're going to simply start by bouncing through the knees. Letting the arms become jiggly jiggly, the shoulders bouncing up and down as they naturally would, all on their own, and a little smile on the face. If you feel comfortable here, balanced and steady, you can close your eyes and begin to notice your breathing. The breathing is going to sound staccato as we're bouncing the organs gently in the body. We're going to do this for about another minute, and we are literally shaking off what maybe we don't need to hold on to today to find a gentler starting point. So continue those deep breaths. If your legs are feeling like they're working particularly hard and your bounce is maybe quite deep, then just soften the bounce. If you really feel you want to shake off your body, then you can flick your wrists from the elbow all the way down to the fingers. We have about 20 more seconds here. Starting to tune in, the body feeling a little warmer. The energy, prana, life force is what it translates as, prana, flowing through your body. Now very gently lessen the movement until eventually it becomes so small and so subtle that we arrive in almost stillness. Back to Tadasana, mountain pose, our starting point. Let your arms swing if they are continuing to naturally. 3 cleansing breaths in and out through the nose. Noticing the movement within. Sigh out. And open your eyes. Gentler inside the body. Let's begin by stepping to the top of the mat and taking the feet hip width apart. Soften your knees and bring the hands to the heart. Anjali Mudra. A little space between your palms, fingers pressed together. Inhale. Exhale, lower your hands. Take an inhale, circle the arms up, look up and connect the hands. Exhale, back through the center to Anjali Mudra. Mudra is a hand gesture. Inhale. Circling up, touching at the top. Exhale, drawing down to the heart space. One more, inhaling. And exhaling. Inviting in alignment. Inhale, circle around and up, but keep the belly pulled in. Exhale, keep that length, hands come down. 3 more. Inhaling, don't let the ribs flare out. Exhaling, keep the tailbone long. So the opposite is the body opening too much. Tailbone goes back, ribs flare forward. What we're doing is drawing into the center line as you exhale, bring the hands down. And we're now aligned to take a side bend. Inhale. Take your left wrist with your right hand and exhale, arc over to your right. Keep that alignment. Gently strong through the core. Lengthening through the left side body. Equal weight through the feet and a softness through the knees. Take one last breath here. And on your exhale, come to center. Reach both arms up, keep the core. This time, holding onto the right wrist, arc over to the left. 4 breaths here. Try not to lock your knees, keep it soft, soft through the knees. 2 more rounds of breath. Exhale back up. Inhale, stretch up, keep the core engaged. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, hands to the heart. Find a point of focus in front of you, a non-moving point. And on your next inhale, lift the heel, the right heel, just off the floor. Take a breath and find your balance. Staying here, or if you'd like to, lifting your thigh up parallel to the floor, the knee is bent and the toe points down. Checking in with our balance today. Keeping the breath in and out through the nose. Gently hugging the core in. And on your exhale, place the foot down. Switching hand positions, now to the hips. On your inhale, hover the left heel up. You're welcome to stay here. If you'd like, lifting the thigh up parallel to the earth and pointing the left toes. 3 breaths, breathing up and down the spine. And on your exhale, returning the foot down. Keeping this nice alignment, gentle core activity. Inhale, send the arms up. And exhale, we'll take our first forward fold, softening through the knees, hinging through the hips, and sliding the hands down the legs. They arrive wherever they arrive. If balance is an issue today, find your hand support, possibly on the second height, fingertips, or both blocks on the full height for palms. We're going to open up the back body here for a little while. And I'd like you to dangle your head between your arms, gazing off the tip of the nose through the legs. Take a big inhale down the spine. And sigh out. Soften gently, inhaling. Just like before, exhale. And one more, inhaling. Exhaling. Slowly roll up through the spine, stamping down through the heels, toes, rolling up vertebra by vertebra, arriving at the top, unfurling the neck like a fan, and rolling the shoulders down. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Head aligns with heart, heart aligns over hips, hips align over the space of the feet. Feel that strong mountain pose, starting from the feet, powering all the way up in length, up to the clouds. And bring the hands to the chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands come down. A little opening. Interlace either the thumbs, the fingers with an open palm, or with a closed palm, or if you are finding a little difficult today, find your strap or belt and hold on anyway there. Choosing your options today, I'm going with clasped thumbs. Find that core. Inhale, send the arm bones back, puff open the chest. And exhale, can you gently soften the shoulders? Power in gentleness. Inhale. Exhale. If you wish to change your clasp, you can do now. We're going to take a forward fold in this variation. I'm going to go for closed fists. Use the strap and prepare by softening the knees. Take an inhale, open chest. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding over the legs, and allow the head to dangle, lifting the hands as a unit up to the ceiling and maybe to the space in front of you. Now in this pose, it really helps to bend the knees a lot because we do start to round in the spine a little bit more. So without that super flexibility in the hamstrings of straight legs, which many of us, it's just not available. To protect the back, we bend the knees. Take 3 breaths here. The benefits of the forward fold, all the blood coming to the face, the chest, the eyes, nourishing every part of the front, back, and side of the upper body. One more round of breath. Release your arm bones down to the floor. And take an inhale to halfway lift. That means we slide the hands all the way up to the thighs. Shoulders go down the back towards the hips. Take an inhale as the core pulls in. And an exhale as we rebend to fall back down. Take a step back to tabletop. Knees down, under hips. Hands down, under shoulders. Inhale for cow. Opening through the front body, tailbone rises, eyes gaze up. Exhale, rounding the spine and gazing to the navel, if that feels okay for the neck. 2 more like that. Inhale. Gentle movements through the spine. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Variation of plank pose. Step your hands forward, a palm print, and align your shoulders now over your wrists. We are in a knees down plank. You'll know when you're there because your core will start talking to you. It will activate, and you will feel the need to hug everything into the midline. Up, side, body, waist, muscles in, lower back lengthening down as the chest lengthens forwards. If you'd like more of a challenge today, you're welcome to tuck the toes and lift the knees, keeping the hips in one line from the shoulders, diagonally going down to the hips, diagonally going down to the heels. Stay for 2 more breaths in your chosen variation. Power in gentleness. Be gentle with yourself. Everybody lower the knees. Bring the big toes together and take the hips all the way back to child's pose. You're welcome here to, I like to call this embellishing, because embellishing is a treat, right? So, if the hips are struggling to come down, place a block between the back of the thighs and the ankles. That can reduce any pressure in the lower back, any pinching in the sides of the hips. If you'd like the earth to come up to you, feel free to place a block under the forehead. If you don't have any props today, then actively make this better by lifting the hips and bringing the hands stacked underneath the forehead. That is enough. You are enough. You are perfect as you are. Power
in your gentleness. For those who'd like to go a little bit deeper today, really widen the knees and allow the chest and head to fall down to the earth. And now that we've taken our time to embellish upon the beauty of this practice, making it personal, let's be here for 5 breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose. Feeling the breath move up and down the back body, expanding with inhale, softening and releasing on exhale. Last inhale here. Sigh out. And gently walk your hands towards you. Come up to your hands and knees. Take a moment, step your hands forward of your shoulders as we move into downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, or Svanasana, depending on your accent. Tuck your toes, start to take your hips back, spread your fingers, grip the mat, and on your inhale, lift your hips up to the ceiling and then back in space. Imagine your neck is a stationary point and your spine is extending away from it, back, 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 and then your legs will begin to fire up. Take 2 breaths here. Remember, child's pose is always your go-to if you are struggling in any way today. Take care of yourself. Beautiful. Opening up all of the back chain of the body from the muscles and tendons that wrap around the heels, all the way up the back of the legs, through to the hips, either side of the spine, coming at the neck. See what happens if you gaze between the knees, thighs, or to the navel. Can you find even more extension? And then exhale. Bend your knees. You're going to walk yourself up halfway, and then take your feet as wide as the mat, coming onto your heels, so tippy toes. Find any support you might need here as we arrive in Malasana, which means Garland pose or Yogi Squat. So you can take it on the medium height or the high height, although it's a little bit wobbly, so medium for more base. And if you like, you can take your sit bones, take a seat, if this allows you to find more length. Organize your legs so this feels good in your body. The hips and the rotation of the hip socket is the most unique part of every human. Everyone's is different, so take your time to find what works. If for you, you would prefer to take this away and actually remain onto the toes, this is where you'll be. If you'd prefer to have the heels down, everybody bring their hands together and draw the hands as a unit down to the line of the chest until the forearms become parallel with your mat. Widening your knees, and now push your knees into your elbows. Breathing. This pose is strong yet opening, grounding yet can be emotional. We're working around the hips. It is exhilarating as the spine gets to lengthen and open, but we have to approach this with care. So power in the gentleness. Take 1 more breath. To release, we're going to bring the hands down, pick up the hips slightly, and step the right leg back all the way. Heel toe your front left foot so it's outside of your left hand and your hands are under your shoulders, fingers spread. Drop your back knee, start there, lengthen the spine. This is exactly like plank pose. Power through the shoulders, all parts of the torso pulling in, the tailbone stretching back in space, the chest stretching forward, but we're also involving the legs. Take a breath. If you need any height, fingertips, or even blocks. 2 more cycles of breath. To switch, we simply come back to Garland pose, Malasana. So on your inhale, step your right foot outside of the right hand, squat down halfway, and step the left leg back. Drop the back knee. Find the best approach for your hands, whether you need your blocks or not. Lengthen. Gentle power. Two more cycles of breath. To release, we're going to take the blocks away, placing the hands down. Coming back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the back knee up. Exhale, first arrive in plank, knees down or up. Take an inhale. And then exhale, choose downward facing dog or child's pose. Bending one knee and then the other. Two more cycles of breath. Lower your knees. Sit to one side. Swing your legs forwards and come into a cross-legged position. You can choose to sit on a block or just on the earth. I like to rise up a little bit. We're going to take a twist, one on both sides, so 3 breaths in each twist, and then move into some breath work. So if you know you like to sit a little bit with the block underneath you, to hold that position, take it now. Settling in, exhale. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. Keep the core in, and exhale, twist to your left. Left hand behind you. Arms in line with the shoulders. Spine twizzling around and lengthening up. For a deeper twist, the right hand goes over the left knee, and the left hand goes behind you on the floor. Lengthen up first, and then execute your twist if you'd like to go deeper. To keep the neck safe, it's often best to keep the chin in line with where the sternum is pointing. 2 more breaths. Take an inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, release. Next side, inhale, circle up. Exhale, twist over to your right. Arms in line with shoulders. Take 2 breaths. Continue to the full expression of the twist. Left hand over right thigh. Right fingertips on the earth behind you. Lift and lengthen first, moving from the core. And then exhale, take the twist deeper if you wish, or return the chin in line with the sternum. By moving the neck, it doesn't reduce the twist in the majority of the back. It just keeps the neck a little safer if that's something you are taking care of at the moment. 1 more cycle of breath. Inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, release. As we move into our pranayama today, which will be the gentlest of all breaths to really show the power of intention, when we think about the power of gentleness, we're going to be doing belly breathing. You're welcome to do this laying down, still works, still stunning. You can just change the position of your legs, coming back to your block, or you can find a completely different position to sit in if you wish to do so.
I'm going to stay seated. Take a minute to find your place. And then when you're ready, bring both hands resting gently on the lower tummy. Elbows nice and soft. Close down your eyelids. Begin to feel, as the breath moves into the nose, the belly gently inflates. And as you exhale, it lessens and moves in and empties. Watch and feel that movement for 3 rounds of breath. Now see what happens if you try to push a little more air in. You'll hit a wall, and maybe the next time you do the same thing, you'll actually start to feel some tension through the upper torso too. So, this isn't so comfortable. Come back to the idea of power in gentleness. You want to encourage more space in the belly, not by forcing in or breathing deeper, but by allowing the belly to expand as you relax into your inhale. Give it a go. The technique is still the same, nasal breathing. Just think expansion rather than deeper breath. And you'll notice immediately the lower belly is what responds rather than the chest or tightness through the diaphragm. We're going to spend 5 more breaths here. Arrive in a comfortable place with the expansion where it doesn't feel forced or like you're continually pushing. You're just allowing yourself to expand naturally as much as the body wishes to. Take 2 more breaths. Now that we are moving into the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest state, the place where we can feel calm and cool and not stressed, this breath has set us up perfectly for Shavasana. So open up your eyes. Remove any blocks if you're seated. Make your way down onto your back. Holding onto your knees for support, sliding the hands down the legs until you come all the way down. And then either keep your knees bent up for some softening in the lumbar spine and the muscles around, that's your lower vertebra. Or take your legs as wide as the mat or wider, and then open your arms. I'm going to take a really wide Shavasana today. Move any props you need to out of the way. And then go ahead and close your eyes on a long exhale. Let your body begin to melt down. Notice your back body and all of the points that are in contact with the mat, like the heels, some points of the legs, the back of the pelvis, the glutes, the upper back shoulders, parts of the arm, back of the head. And then take some slow breaths. Power in gentleness. Can we give our body a softening moment, permission to release, to unwind, untangle, detach from tension? Perhaps the mat is your hammock for your Shavasana today, where you can completely release into the weight of the support beneath you. Enjoy your relaxation today. I'll be back to guide us out. In your awareness, begin to listen to the sounds of the space around you. And then listen to your own breath. And now feel the breath where it is becoming obvious in your body. And let that body awareness bring some movement into your fingers and toes, wiggling them, moving into a long stretch, pencil position, arms overhead, toes point away. Breathe in. Sigh out. Blink your eyes open and bend your knees up. Find awareness through your vision and gently roll over to your right side. Rest on one arm, and in your own time, press your left hand down in front of you, extend your left leg long to help press you up to a seat. Taking any position you wish, cross-legged, sitting on the knees, maybe one leg out. Bring your palms to face up. Take a smile and a breath. Hands arrive at the heart center. We close our practice with reverence for this ancient tradition of well-being. Namaste. This means the light in me honors the light in you. Go well, have a great day. I'll see you again soon. Bye.